Hey guys, how you doing? This one right here is the brand new Motorola G75 5G smartphone, and today we will do a full tour of this phone, and let's start with the unboxing. So you get the usual plain Motorola box in which you will find the Moto G75 smartphone, which already comes in a silicone case. I got it in the color succulent green, which looks more like a gray to me, but you can also get it in the colors aqua blue and charcoal gray. Further down you will find some of the paper stuff, the SIM pin, one of these energy stickers, and a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable. Alright, let's check out the specs and the design. And for a €300 smartphone, you will get quite a bit, and let's start with the backside. On this green and on the blue version, you will get a vegan leather backside, which looks great and makes the phone a little bit grippier. The black version comes with a matte plastic backside. On the back, you will also find a dual camera setup with one 50 megapixel main camera with OIS and an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and in the middle you will find the Motorola logo. We have a plastic frame and a glass front which is protected by Gorilla Glass 5, and this phone is IP68 dust and water resistant. This 205 gram smartphone has a 6.78 inch LCD display with a decent 87% screen to body ratio, and it lights up with a peak of 1000 nits, which is okay-ish. There is definitely some room for improvement. It has a 120Hz refresh rate, which you can trim down to just 60Hz, or you can leave it in the auto mode, which is probably the best setting for most of the time. The Moto G75 has full HD plus resolution with 1080 by 2388 pixels, and watching movies is no problem on this device. I mean, you only have the LCD display, which is by far not as good as an OLED panel like we get with many other Motorola smartphones, but it's still doing a decent job. Colors are poppy and you just don't get that nice contrast. This phone also has a night light which tints your screen amber, which makes it easier to look at your screen in dim light. You can change the display colors to vivid or natural, and you can adjust the color temperature, and you can of course change things like the display size and the text. As for the audio, you got a set of stereo speakers which definitely gets very loud, and also the sound isn't that bad. In your sound and vibration settings, you will also find things like Dolby Atmos with a few presets and even spatial audio, and you also have Crystal Talk AI, which reduces the background noises on your calls. As for the battery life, the Moto G75 has a 5000 mAh battery inside, which can last up to 36 hours on normal usage and about 16 to 17 hours on continuous video streaming. Also, charging this phone won't take that long. You got 30 watts wired charging, which charges 50% in just 25 minutes, and then you also have 15 watts wireless charging, but no reverse wireless charging. By the way, if you like that video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. You will also find a link to the smartphone down below in the description. Next comes the features, and Motorola promises up to 5 years of OS and 6 years of security updates. You can grab this phone with 256 gigs of internal storage and 8 gigs of RAM, and about 17 gigs are already used up by the system. You have a fingerprint sensor on your power button, and this one works pretty good in my opinion. And then you also have a face detection. It recognizes your face instantly, and you get back to your home screen or to your last opened app. What I also like is that there are basically no pre-installed apps on here. You got some Google apps and maybe like 15 more, which include things like your contacts book, Facebook or Gmail, and these are some apps that actually make sense, unlike Booking.com or TikTok. In the Moto app you can personalize your display, like you can change the display size and add high contrast text. You also have plenty of wallpapers, and you also have some gesture controls. You can shake your phone to turn on the flashlight, and you can also shake it to turn it back off. You also have the 3-finger screenshot, or you can quickly launch one of your apps by double tapping the backside of your smartphone, which doesn't work too good if you still have a case on your phone. This phone also has an adaptive display which prevents the screen from dimming or going to sleep mode while you are looking at it. The Moto G75 has the normal safety and emergency features, you got some parental controls, and a Moto Unplugged feature. Now this one disconnects you a little bit more from the digital world. Like you can only allow a few apps for a certain time so you can stay more focused on other things. And you actually need to enter a password to end the session. Something else that you get with the Moto G75 are some AI features with your pictures. You can enhance the visuals with just one click, and you also have the magic eraser tool which deletes objects from your pictures, like some unwanted people in the background. There's also the magic editor tool. Now depending on the photo you can do different things, like you can change a normal selfie into a portrait mode with a good background blur. When it comes to the performance and the gaming, I think the G75 is doing a good job. This phone runs on the slightly older Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, but I had no problems working on this phone. You got smooth animations when you open up an app or switch to the side, and you can even play games on this phone like Genshin Impact. I tried playing it on the highest graphic settings and it seemed to work alright. Of course, you cannot expect to get a steady 60 FPS and you will get some small lags, but you can actually play it. But I would suggest playing it on some medium settings for the best gaming experience. The game booster also shows you things like the core temperature, you got the frame rate, you can adjust the screen brightness over there, block calls or notifications. So basically everything we're used to from a good game booster. So lastly, we have the camera. And like I already mentioned, we have a dual camera setup with a 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, and there is an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Now on the front you have a 60 megapixel selfie cam, and on both sides you can shoot videos with 4K resolution and 30 FPS. Now on the front you can also shoot videos with 1080p and 30 FPS, and the back camera is a little bit better with 1080p and 60 FPS. You will also get some photo modes like a slow motion, portrait on which you can even adjust the depth of field. There is a pro mode, night mode, ultra res and a few more. On your selfie pictures you get even a zoom option for your group photos and a face retouch. As for the pictures, the ones that you take with your normal camera actually look pretty good. The colors have a very natural look and aren't oversaturated like with some other smartphones in that price category. The detail level is decent, you got a relatively quick shutter speed, and the contrast is good as well. Now there's a slight difference in the colors if you compare the ultra wide angle photos to your normal photos, but it is not that significant. Just the detail level and the sharpness isn't good with the ultra wide angle camera. Something I like a lot are the portrait shots, as you have a good separation between the object in the background, and you can also change the depth of field. Overall, I would say that the pictures look a little bit dark and not as bright, and if you want to zoom, I would stick to a max of 2x. Everything beyond doesn't look that good anymore, even though the maximum is 10x on this camera. By the way, I would forget about the macro camera, as pictures look bad on here. Now I've also tested the Motorola G55 and G35, which are pretty good as well and will roughly cost the same. If you want to see one of those videos, just click right here to get to the video. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.